Pick up the blitz. Flag is thrown. There's your first down and a lot more for Demaryius Thomas. Swing and a shot by Freeman. Deep into the night. Back-to-back homers for the Braves. Blake Griffin will turn. Shoot a free from the land. Bounce. They go. It cuts the Braves land. They go.
All right. Good evening. It's Friday night. It's the last football Friday of the year. You know what that means. It's time for the number one sports podcast in the world. It's time for Sports4U. Live on YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark. You already know Nick Freese is on assignment. He'll be back Tuesday to recap the big game. So with our brother Cody. So as you know how it is on a Friday, it's me and Mark going to look ahead to the final 48 hours of football we have that will be happening Sunday in the Bay Area as the Seattle Seahawks and the and the New England Patriots take the field at Levi Stadium, home of the San Francisco 49ers. What up, Sam? In Super Bowl 61 for a chance to hoist the Lombardi. We'll definitely be previewing the game. Well, obviously, we'll recap what went down last night in NFL honors. But we'll start with what went down in the NBA on yesterday, and that was the NBA trade deadline. So let's go ahead and recap how the NBA trade deadline ended up playing out. Just going to get the obvious out the way. Giannis, John Morant did not get traded. And look, I said it then, I'm gonna still say it again. I don't think Giannis is gonna play another game in a Bucks uniform, and he shouldn't. The Bucks need to be in full off tank mode going forward.
I agree.
And if they bring Giannis back because he's gonna come kicking and screaming because he don't want to look like a bad guy, so what? Deactivate him, send him home. That's all. I'm just keep it a buck. There's no reason even this shouldn't even be a conversation. So let's obviously recap how this trade deadline played out in the NBA. So here's some of the notable moves that happened leading up to this trade deadline. Obviously, weeks ago, the Washington Wizards acquired Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks. But that wasn't the only big name they ended up acquiring this trade deadline. I don't think none of us saw this. What up, Trunks? I think teams will look back at this free agency and see and wonder how they didn't trade for Morant. Oh, we'll get into that. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was traded to the Washington Wizards along with D'Angelo Russell and some other players for Chris Middleton, some players, and 3 first-round picks from the Washington Wizards. You cannot tell me this is a real fall off
for Anthony Davis.
Obviously, he did not expect this. He didn't ask for this trade. But man, this really just makes everything that happened with the Luka Doncic trade a whole lot worse. Granted, they got Cooper Flag in the lottery and all that, but when you look at this trade, and that was just by luck. But this trade pretty much was Chris Middleton and some picks. This is a horrible look for the Dallas Mavericks. Now for the Wizards, it could be something good, but here's the problem. You're relying on 2 stars who can never stay healthy. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. In other moves that happened, obviously the biggest one that me and Mark still trying to understand. James Harden to the Cavaliers for Darius Garland. I'm still trying to understand Obviously, we know the end game with Harden is financial, but I still think it's a horrible deal, horrible trade on both sides. I'm not even gonna bite my tongue there. I think it's a horrible trade.
Again, and it's including somebody who can't stay healthy.
Yes, Darius Garland has been dealing with a toe injury. Obviously, James Harden, you never know with him. When he's in, he's locked in. But when he's ready to go, he makes it very difficult. So this is just a dumb trade. And but that wasn't the only trade the Clippers made on this deadline. They sent their starting center Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers for Ben Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, and some first-round picks. Trump says, I don't understand what Utah is doing.
I do.
They're rebuilding. And eventually they got 3 big men, and they're not going to be able to keep all of them.
I do.
What's up? What you think Utah's doing?
I actually like the moves there, man. I like getting Jaren Jackson. You now have probably the biggest team in basketball. And then you let Ace Bailey develop. And then whatever pick they go get, this year, I can see something, you know what I'm saying, coming along with Laurie. Put him with, you put him with Laurie Marketing when he come back from his injury.
Derek Real said Wizards might be nice next year. The might, you got a key word in there, that's might. And obviously that all depends on health. What up, Bella?
Clippers rebuilding. I don't understand that, but I just don't understand.
I don't understand what the Clippers are doing. And then I've seen Chris Haynes report today that them and Kawhi are going to discuss their future in the offseason in the summer. Are we watching the Olympics? No. I had this conversation earlier.
What Olympics?
The Winter Olympics started. Opening ceremony started today in Milan. Let me be perfectly clear. If you're looking for luge coverage or coverage of ice skating and skiing and Jamaican bobsleds and that one thing they do on ice when they're pushing that round metal medicine ball looking thing with a stick.
I don't know what that is.
I forget what it's called. I don't know. No, if you're looking for coverage of the Winter Olympics, it's not going to be sports for you. I'm sorry.
Cleveland got better for this year.
Well, that one. No, everyone focuses on the Harden move. They trade curling. There, thank you, Trunks. It's called curling. When you push this, you have the stick and they got the metal thing with the hook, looking like a oversized iron. But yeah, I need updates on figure skating. We'll go ask Tanya Harding. Okay, that was a horrible reference.
I was, and you talking about me.
Well, I didn't say go ask Nancy Kerrigan. Go ask Christy Yamaguchi or somebody.
What you said? What?
Christy Yamaguchi.
Oh, I thought you said Christy Imaguchi. I was about to say, this is crazy.
Yo, you good? Yo, you all right, man?
This is crazy if that's somebody's name. And then that sound happens when you... Never mind.
They singing and doing the opening ceremony. Yeah,
she said they singing Hakuna Matata.
I don't know what they singing. They're singing. I swear the Clippers. Oh, they're singing "Squirt."
If singing make you squirt, then shout out to y'all.
Well, that's a definition of a high note that I didn't think I would hear on a Friday.
Well, anything can happen on Freaky Friday.
Pretty much. Yeah, anything happen on Freaky Friday. Tata Tuesday, Big Thigh Thursday. Yeah. Y'all know what it is. But yeah, back to the trade deadline.
Jonathan
trying to be DJ tonight.
Jonathan is gonna be a DJ tonight. Oh, all right.
Okay. 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 All right. That's just some of these. Let's get some of the rest of these moves.
DJ.
What y'all eating for the Super Bowl? Pasta.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Pasta.
Yeah.
Whoa, pasta.
Whoa,
pasta. So here's and this list is from the Athletic. So obviously,
somebody said something about DJ.
I know there was a lot of them. A lot of them are out there trying to get those in. Give those in Santa Clara right now. Nachos and ribs. Nacho ribs.
Nachos sound good.
Nacho cheese. Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield. Obviously, this trade they're sending to Atlanta and Kristaps Porzingis ends up in Golden State. I'm tripping how Kendrick Perkins said he didn't even know Kristaps Porzingis was still in the league. I mean, but then you said Wemby remind you of him in his prime his prime, which I think is flat out BS. But I'll shut up. Nikola Vucevic ended up the Boston in the trade for Anthony Simons. Ayo Damsu ended up in Minnesota. Obviously, CJ McCollum in Atlanta in the Trae Young trade. DeAndre Hunter now in Sacramento after getting traded for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. Kevin Huerter in Detroit now. Kobe White's in Charlotte. Colin Sexton's in Chicago now. Jared McCain, he's now OKC. My Lakers acquiring Luke Kennard from Atlanta in a trade for Gabe Vincent and a second round pick. Tyus Jones is now in Orlando. And like I stated, Ivica Zubac, Ben Mathurin traded for each other. And then obviously Mark was talking about this one earlier. Jaren Jackson Jr. is now in Utah. And then Jose Alvarado now returns to his home city in New York to play for the Knicks. All right, Mark, before we get into the foosball, and obviously people have food talk.
We'll do it again.
Foosball and food talk. Yeah. Out of all these trades, what stands out? Which one is a good trade to you, and which one is still highly questionable?
Shout out to Black and Red. You heard?
Yeah, shout out to the Wolfpack.
I know what? I think I like that Boston trade.
Vucevic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I like that trade for Boston. I think the one that's still gonna be confusing to me is the James Harden trade. I don't know what either team is doing. Like Trunks is saying, it sounds like both teams is kind of trying to. I don't know, because Cleveland backcourt is now no defense at all. I don't know. This is crazy. I'm not with that trade.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I'm not gonna understand the Harden trade at all. A trade I did like. I'm not giving Boston credit. No way in hell.
I know you're not.
But Jared McCain to OKC is kind of underrated, sneaky underrated to me. Zubac, I don't understand Zubac's support to the Pacers. What
happened?
Are you singing with your microphone? Oh, no wonder. All right, back in room, please. Kids, man, I tell you. The Zubac trade, obviously, I can't count anything with Indiana this year until they get Tyrese Halliburton back next year. So, but like I said, Jaren Jackson Jr. to Utah, I'm still trying to process that. But I think
I like that trade too for Utah. If they can pay a couple of those people on the lower end and somehow keep that big lineup, because they still got Kessler too, right?
Yeah, he's out for the season with a shoulder injury.
I think this is for next year, man. At least just give him a shot. Give him at least half a season or season of that big lineup with Jaren Jackson. I mean, with Ace Bailey, and then whoever they get in this upcoming draft.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? So those are trades. It's gonna be interesting to see if anybody moves on the buyout market. I doubt it now. But I want to get to the trades that didn't happen. Giannis didn't get moved, which I kind of expected. I think you're gonna need at least 3 or 4 teams in order to get that done. And Giannis is gonna have to just be a villain. Stop being scared. If you don't want to be there, just say you don't want to be there, and then you go ahead and find your way out of Milwaukee and go to the place where you want to be. But Giannis is being very passive aggressive right now because he doesn't want to be portrayed as a villain. But in actuality, it's what it is. You don't want to be there no more. You don't want to be there no more. Just say it. But I don't know why. You just can't admit it.
Like you say, I don't think he want to be that villain. I don't think he ready to embrace that. But in order for something to get done, he needed to press that. Or he could have just did what James Harden did. Went to him privately and said, yo.
Derek said Wizards got the best rate without giving up nothing. Well, they gave up 3 first-round picks. And I was thinking about this the other day.
One of them top 20.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand this. You would not have told me Jaren Jackson Jr. and Desmond Bain would able to get you a better haul than John Morant. You would not have told me that in 2026 that them two would have got you a better haul. Is this what we're doing right now? Buy the kid a mic for Christmas, and she wants to turn into Star Search.
The Bucks are asking for the moon, but teams, yeah. I think a lot of teams realize if you just wait till the offseason, he gonna be a free agent.
So for those who don't know what Giannis' contract situation is, Giannis is under contract pretty much for 1 more year.
Oh, you got after next year?
He's under contract. He's owed $58 million next year, and then he has a $67 million player option in 2027-28, which he'll more than likely opt out so he can become a free agent. Clearly, it's over, and Doc Rivers thought, okay, he'd be so glad when the trade deadline ended. Well, sorry, Glenn, but this is not ending until y'all get rid of Giannis Antetokounmpo.
How come we'll never talk about that brother that keep getting a job and he shouldn't? Never mind.
I plead the fifth. But you gotta be careful because his brother said they don't take jobs because they said that they don't want to take no more jobs because of circumstances these days. But I'm gonna leave that alone. God forbid you can't speak evil on certain people. Here's the deal. You think Rivers is playing GM? Nah, they have a legit GM named John Hurst. They have a legit GM. His name is John Hurst. He's the one that's doing the GM in trunks. So, dude, go use the restroom. You ain't slick. Y'all that created this. See, Nessa and JoJo, y'all that created this monster. See what y'all did on Monday? Now look at her. She wants to be on camera every 5 seconds now. But with Giannis, I think he's gonna. Obviously, the market will open up more because more teams will get involved. I think like I said on Tuesday, you're gonna need at least 3 or 4 teams to do a Giannis trade, and I don't know why people just don't understand that. In regards to John Morant, he has 2 years and $87 million left on his contract after this season, and clearly, they want the talent, but his value has hit a ultimate decrease because of everything that's happened with him off court, of course. So we'll keep an eye on what happens with him. I think he'll be going out of Memphis eventually, but it's going to take. But like Giannis, it'll happen in the offseason. I don't understand this before we get to the football. How nobody in New Orleans moved.
Well, they already said they wasn't going to trade those 3 players. So
I know that, and that's still. I'm still not understanding that. Zion stays put. Herb Jones stays put. Trey Murphy stays put. Why? What are y'all? What? Y'all not going anywhere.
How are they like at the lower end of the Western Conference?
Yes.
Maybe they plan to get one of these freshmen coming out. This draft supposed to be pretty good. Like I said, if they can get like a Darren Peterson, I think that'll be good for him.
So I don't understand it, but clearly I look as far as the Lakers with me, I'm not against the move that we did to get Luke Kennard, but it didn't solve the one problem that we've been saying about the Lakers all season long. They still don't play no defense.
But Luke is a willing defender though.
You're gonna have no choice with this squad.
Yeah, now he's a willing defender. He might not physically be able to hold up his own with a lot of people, but like I said, I told you before, dog, a lot of defense is just about effort, man. Most of these players in the NBA you can't stop, but if you can just make them work for it a little bit, you know what I'm saying? That goes a long way. Like I said, I think Luke is a willing defender, so that's all you can ask for.
Well, we gonna need it because no Luka tomorrow, and obviously I expect him to be the laser that LeBron hasn't had since he's been in LA. So let's hopefully this pays off, and he's best 3-point shooter in the league percentage wise. He's gonna make life easier offensively for Luka and LeBron, but still defensively we're still not going to be we're still going to be a little bit suspect because teams are going to try to challenge him, especially on the pick and roll. But like Mark said, he's a willing defender, and all you got to do is show effort. But I'm not trying to talk too much nicely about a dude from that other school in North Carolina before we play that other school in North Carolina tomorrow. But he's a Laker now, so salute to him. And that's how the NBA trade deadline went. DeMar DeRozan didn't go nowhere. Sounds like he's not going anywhere. They're not going to buy him out of his contract.
I don't understand that.
As we're watching the Clippers right now, I'm still just looking at this roster trying to understand.
I don't understand why the Kings not buying out, or I don't know if anybody tried to make any offers for DeMar DeRozan.
They did.
But DeMar DeRozan would be a perfect fit on some of these championship caliber teams.
Yes, they're not buying out. They're not buying out none of the veterans. So DeMar, Russell Westbrook, they're all staying put. There was talk would they have considered moving on from Domantas Sabonis, but that didn't happen. But I just don't get it. If you know your team is trash, you need to just don't be in denial. Move forward.
Is LaMelo? Lonzo gonna get bought out?
Yes, he is gonna get bought out. He's gonna get bought out by the Jazz. He got traded, so he's gonna get bought out. Mike Conley got bought out by Charlotte after he got traded from Minnesota to Chicago to Charlotte in the Kobe White trade. He's going to get bought out. He's going back to Minnesota. And I know people wonder how does that happen because, well, since he was traded multiple times, he was able to go back to his original team. So that's how he ended up that's how he's going to end up back with the Timberwolves sometime this week. So keep an eye on that. But that's where the NBA trade deadline came and went. And now we look ahead to All-Star Weekend in a week. See what happens there. But let's go ahead and get into last night. The NFL had its honors ceremony on last night. John Hamm had a funny job hosting. Hey, I got some calling out names from last night because I think people really need to. I was a little bit ticked last night while I saw on social media. But let's go ahead and recap, the NFL honors winners from last night. And here they are. Here are your winners from some of the other awards. Let's go ahead and recap, see who got them right and who got them wrong. Frank said, I really hope we hear what the trade-offs from Morant were. Hopefully. So here we go. So assistant coach of the year last night went to Josh McDaniels.
I know Cody said Josh McDaniels. Go ahead.
All right. And then coach of the year went to his coach in Mike Vrabel.
Nick said Vrabel. You said Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel. Okay. Jalen Hurts got robbed for what? Somebody took his chain?
Well, he got robbed at the honors last night. I told you gotta be careful out there in Frisco.
That's part of the hate.
Nope. Rookies of the year.
The happy people. Offensive was
Ted McMillan, by the way.
John.
He apologized for his comments the other day on that stream. He didn't mean to say it. It happens, but we clearly said it.
Nick said Ted McMillan. Yeah, he said.
Did I say Ted? Who did I say?
Ibuka.
By the way, he got no votes.
That's what I said too.
That's ridiculous. All right, and then defensive rookie of the year went to Carson Swearinger of the Browns.
Well, we all said the kid from Seattle.
What up, Lejean? What up, Chris? Man. Offensive player of the year.
Chris, what up?
Went to Jackson Smith in Jigba.
Nigaba.
Not Nigaba, Drewski. What the hell, dude?
Nigaba might be a better name.
By the way, Tiffany Haddish. It's Mike Vrabel, not Mike Verbal.
All right.
Defensive player of the year.
Hold on. Offensive player of the year was who? Oh,
JSN.
Cody, Nick, and what's that? And you said Puka. That's crazy. Defensive player of the year was Miles.
Myles Garrett unanimously was defensive player of the year.
Yeah, everybody said Myles Garrett.
Comeback player of the year went to Christian McCaffrey.
Who said that? Me? Everybody said it.
Some people had a problem with it, but hey, we predicted it for a reason. What up, Trail?
Trail, what up with it?
Joe Tooney took home the inaugural Protector of the Year award for the best O lineman.
That should be a Magnum.
Yo, you good? By the way, that's crap. The Broncos had 2 dudes nominated, and we didn't get one person win.
The Magnum is crap?
No, Magnums are good. Rob said, Barry Sanders was not amused by the mental process. Yeah, he did not. Barry. A lot of people did. A lot of people. How Drewski called JSN Nigaba. And then MVP
Stafford.
Went to one Matthew Stafford.
We all said Stafford.
And then the biggest award of the night, which was given to the Walter Payton Man of the Year, that went to Bobby Wagner for his work in stroke and teaching awareness about the symptoms of
a stroke.
Of strokes.
Oh, okay.
For those who don't know, Bobby Wagner's mother died of a stroke when he was in college.
Ooh.
So that's been his calling since he's been in the NFL to teach people the symptoms and what are the necessary needs you need to prevent having a stroke.
Yes, man.
Yeah, a lot of people were not happy with Tiffany Haddish last night.
I almost said something that was unnecessary.
And then we had the Pro Football Hall of Fame minus Bill Belichick. And here's your 2026 Pro Football Hall of Fame class. Clearly, we
said 3 of them.
We said 3 of them for sure. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and we know, and then Adam Vinatieri. And we pretty much figured out why Bill Belichick didn't get in, and that was because finally, after over 20 years of waiting, Roger Craig was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
That's the reason why Bill Belichick did in?
So that's some of the voters' excuse, saying they figured this might be the last time that one of these guys might get in. What up, Coaster?
Cody, what up with it, bro? Thoughts and prayers still with you, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how that went down. But any of these, obviously we predicted these, we picked these awards on Tuesday. Any of them shock you?
Nah, even some of the ones we got wrong, I think we all kind of said, like with the assistant coach of the year, I think we all said different assistant coaches, but we all understood why Josh McDaniel could win. Only one that I think we never even discussed was the defensive rookie of the year, which was
Carson Swearinger.
Yeah, Carson Swearinger. None of us picked him. So they got defensive rookie of the year and defensive player of the year?
Yeah. And their defensive coordinator officially resigned. For those who didn't hear the news, Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns, officially submitted his resignation after he was overlooked by the head coaching vacancy that went to Todd Monken. So according to Adam Schefter, he's going to sit this year out because I think pretty much everybody has their coaching staff set. So Sam says just announced they're considering changing. They need to. It shouldn't even. This process is flawed, and clearly it clearly showed it with how everything went down with Bill Belichick. There was no excuse how Bill Belichick should not be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I don't care. This is clearly politics, but I'm gonna leave it at that. But as far as everybody else that got in, obviously we predicted Fitz and Drew Brees were going to get in because they're no-brainers.
We said one more was supposed to get in. We said 3 of them. Didn't we say 3 of them?
And Luke Kuechly, it was his second year on the ballot. He got in. But Adam Vinatieri, I had no problem with him getting in. Obviously, was a great kicker. I know Nick said it, and you know how much he despises special team players getting in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, nigger.
Yo, you good?
That's what he said.
But Roger Craig finally getting in the Pro Football Hall of Fame was way overdue. And obviously, some people are going to use that as the excuse of why some people chose not to vote for Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. But they are in the hall now, and they will be officially inducted in the summer. So congratulations to all those going in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all the NFL honors winners. But I want to go back to the man who took on the biggest award of the night, and that was MVP. Matthew Stafford, dope speech, brought all 4 of his daughters on stage with him, and he made it be known he is coming back. Yes. Say what? All right, be there in a second. He basically said that he's coming back, and the plan is not to be at the NFL Honors next year,
but to be at the Super Bowl.
But the Super Bowl, which is in SoFi Stadium. I'll be right back.
Oh, it is gonna be in SoFi, huh?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's gonna be good. But they already played the Super Bowl at SoFi. We don't need another one of those. Sorry, Sam. My guy Nolan Crowell Yeller. inside track to be fully chatted about the. Yeah, Larry Fitz up. Those guys are definitely on the inside track to be fully chatted about. Who keep doing that? Oh, okay. Yeah, but again, congratulations to Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? Georgia's very own Matt Stafford. I don't think it really should have been close at all. He had a phenomenal year. I also like the offensive player of the year. That was a great category. I know JSN won it, but I know Puka had a good chance to win it too. I think that'd have been good for Puka. How y'all feel about Puka? Myles Garrett was obviously the only person that was considered really winning that award. And the offensive rookie of the year, Ted McMillan, he had a great year. The fact that people saying Darren Lasky. Nah, man. The play on the field for Matthew Stafford is what won it for him, man. Dan Orlovsky don't have much to pull like that. Hey, Cody, what you think about Ted McMillan winning offensive rookie of the year? I like that. I like that for him though. CMC obviously was go get comeback player of the year. And like I said during the last show, I'm glad that the offensive lineman is getting celebrated. That's the most underrated position in all the sports.
I'm still upset that how the Broncos had two dudes nominated and now neither one of them win. That is total blasphemy. We had two All-Pros nominated and neither one of them won. That's hate. But let me say this though, with Joe Tooney winning. I asked Patrick Mahomes how much he missed Joe Tooney in Kansas.
Yes. And I asked Caleb Williams how much he appreciated him.
Yeah. That just gonna leave it at that. Please appreciate the importance of having a good O-line, especially when you have a young quarterback. Please, it is very important. Yo, what the heck?
Checking off the table?
I don't even know.
It's that chunklet thing she was
yeah, but
she taking one for the chocolate team.
Shout out to the chocolate. Shout out to the chocolate. Kansas said, but Super Bowl being home next year, maybe it's destined for us to win instead of this year. Well, y'all won the last one in SoFi. You might win the next one in SoFi, but Matthew Stafford made it clear he was coming back, which is good. Yeah. Oh, okay. I was making sure. I thought you was doing something else. But this hate towards Matthew Stafford winning the MVP. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Rob Parker. Saying that Drake May got robbed. Let me be perfectly clear. They were separated by one vote. Matthew Stafford got 24 first place votes. Drake May got 23. Mark's QB and the reigning MVP Josh Allen got 2 votes. But then there's this guy named Sam Monson, formerly from Pro Football Focus. Gave his first place vote to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert wasn't even a finalist for the MVP. It was Matthew Stafford. It was Drake May. It was Josh Allen. It was Christian McCaffrey. And Trevor Lawrence. And I can argue Trevor Lawrence shouldn't even been in that category. But let me be perfectly clear. This is why voting reform needs to happen. Look at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and everyone in there should rightfully be inducted. Roger Craig should not have to wait 20 plus years to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they got to do something else with that.
And don't get me started with the Bill Belichick situation. That's just stupid. But I'm gonna leave that alone because obviously we got a lot to talk about because we got a game to watch on Sunday.
And he gets to work with Cliff.
Yeah, that's right. The news today is that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be joining the Rams coaching staff starting next season. Obviously, Mike LaFleur, their offensive coordinator, is leaving to become the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Nate Shearhost, who's their pass game coordinator, is still there. He might move up to OC, but I think Kingsbury and Sean McVay are going to have a pretty – obviously, McVay – Huh? Yeah, you good?
Is that what OC stand for?
No. Offensive coordinator.
Oh.
But
I was Ravens cock.
That's what she said. I was gonna say is that they're probably gonna McVay's obviously gonna be the one calling plays, but I think you're gonna see a lot of Cliff Kingsbury's influence in this play calling because obviously I think he'll be bringing a lot of that air raid and of course everything going on with how he was coaching in Washington, how he tried to coach Kyler Murray, on that. But 27 years for Roger Craig to wait is wild, Cody.
That's dumb.
Don't get me started. It makes zero sense.
And you let the people who Roger Craig is in there and the Hall of not Roger Craig, LaDainian Tomlinson's in there, and firstly LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't get that.
And that makes zero sense. But speaking of the Hall of Fame, let's look ahead to
Hall of Fame
throat goats. Let's look ahead to the Pro Football Hall of Fame class, possibly a 2027. Shout out to them. So these are some notable candidates who will be eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame starting next year's induction. Adrian Peterson, and I look at this list, I see 3 guys who should be locks to be first ballot Hall of Famers.
Adrian Peterson,
that's 1.
Big Ben,
that's 2.
Gronk,
there it is. Richard Sherman, no, you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I love Big Whitworth, not gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Cam Newton, no, you're not gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Antonio Brown, you're not gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. They're gonna give you the TO treatment,
but worse.
Yes, way worse. And then Gerald McCoy, I don't think, to me, he's very good. But I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. But some of the notables who are going to be eligible for induction, and then don't forget the guys who basically didn't get in this year: the Eli Mannings, the Torrey Holtz, Marshall Yandas, Terrell Suggs of the world, Darren Woodsons. There's going to be a lot of people still eligible for next year. Yeah, Candace, all of them are locks. AP, Gronk, Big Ben, they're all locks. So Eli Manning will probably not get in again next year. And I think Andrew Whitworth will get in eventually, but it's going to take him some time. It's difficult for O-linemen to get in the Hall of Fame.
Cam and AB are on there. Why?
Because they've been out of the league 5 years. Again, this is a question that was asked me earlier. And the question about Antonio Brown. You've been out of the league 5 years. And yeah, we all know what's going on with him off the field and how everything he's been through. Now, he's not getting the Joe Thomas treatment because he gets the Joe Thomas treatment. That means he's going in this year. Joe Thomas went in first ballot. I have a hard time I'd be shocked if Big Wick gets in first ballot. That means you're talking 4 first ballot Hall of Famers. Because Gronk's getting in for sure. Ben Roethlisberger, despite of everything he did, he's getting in for sure. Adrian Peterson, despite all the stuff he did, which was none of our business, he's getting in for sure. But Cam, Andrew Whitworth, They're gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to wait a while. Antonio Brown, he's definitely gonna have to wait a while, and it's gonna be a long while. And I don't think Gerald McCoy is gonna be. He's Hall of Very good to me. I don't think I have him in the Hall of Fame. But that's just me. Mark, anything you want to add to this list?
Yeah, I for sure. I mean, them three is the only one, like I said, I can see. I think Cam gonna be. I think Cam. I don't know if Cam gonna get in. He had 4 good years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if Cam go get in. But he won the MVP though. So
MVP and he was Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I used to Andrew Whitworth. Just because of who's in the class, he's not first ballot. He'll get in though. And then I'm with you with Gerald McCoy. I think Richard Sherman will eventually get in. Antonio Brown is the questionable one. If you just go by play on the field, he should be in. But I think that the last image that we saw of Antonio Brown on the field, I think that might hurt him.
For those who forget, Antonio Brown walked off the field, took off his jersey, and basically hauled his pads when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
And that was just a horrible image.
And see, that's on the field type thing. I'm not worried about everything that's off. That's the last time we see him on the field. I think he'll get in because his play eventually, but it's gonna be one of the ones that's gonna be waiting a while.
Yeah, so I keep my eye on that. But that's how the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2027 is going to look. Let's go ahead and start looking ahead to the big game. Obviously, the Sunday, Levi Stadium. The big game's going down. Seahawks and the Patriots. Super Bowl 61. Let's do a little tell of the tape on who has the edge on certain positions. Let's start at the top with the QBs. Yeah, I'm still not understanding this one, Cody. Torrey Holt is the only member of the Greatest Show on Turf who's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I don't get that.
Kurt Warner's in, Marshall Faulk's in, Isaac Bruce is in, Orlando Pace is in, Dick Vermeil is in, but Torrey Holt isn't. I don't get it. Make it make sense. Let's judge quarterbacks. All right. Go on Sunday. And everybody in chat, y'all can participate in this drill as well. What quarterback would you rather have behind center? Sam Darnold or
this is the crazy part is as I watch him.
Drink the phone.
As I watch him, they're kind of like almost like similar. Not like I would say Sam Darnold. He got the experience. I don't want to get into too much quarterback stuff, but Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sam Darnold as well. I think obviously, look, both of them are playing in their first Super Bowl. This is when both of them playing. This is their first like real stretch of playoff stretch. But
I think the difference is not when I say experience. I know they both for Super Bowl, but we seen Sam Darnold go through the downs because you know what I'm saying. Like he experienced all that before, so you know what I'm saying. I think he gonna know how to. Even if something goes wrong, I think he gonna know how to bounce back.
So Cody says, "I think Seattle's D's will win them this game." We'll definitely get to defense. I'm going with Sam Darnold as well. A little more experience, and I trust his play. And obviously, he might have the better weapons to help him succeed. Running backs. So obviously, no Zach Charbonnet for Seattle. So it's pretty much going to be Kenneth Walker all game long. Where you have on the New England side, you got Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. Which running back? Who's running backs you want? Seattle or New England?
Honestly, man, I think this is a toss up even with Charbonnet being out, but I will get a slight edge to New England. Only because it's the dual back. I think Kenneth Walker might be better than both of Seattle New England running backs himself, but I think as the collective, I'll probably go to New England.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. The collective, yeah, but something just tells me.
Now, if you think who I think will have a better game, I think Kenneth Walker will have a better game.
Yeah, I do too, but I think that's where we're gonna see which running game gets going first. But I'm still gonna go with Seattle. I like Kenneth Walker, so I think it's gonna be interesting to see how things play out, obviously, because eventually Kenneth Walker's gonna need another running back. He's gonna need to take some snaps off. So hopefully, whoever that backup running back is, they get it done. All right, let's go to the wide receivers. So you got Stephon Diggs, you got Kayshon Boutte with New England, and of course you got JSN, Cooper Kupp with
and Shaheed,
and forget Rashid Shaheed for Seattle. I think this is a no-brainer for me. I'm going with Seattle there too. Although I do trust Stephon Diggs I do think Stephon Diggs eventually will make some big time catches.
Yeah, I'm going with Seattle, even though I like Boutte for the Patriots. I really like him. But
relax, JoJo. That last name is Creole, not Booty. It's Boutte. It's Creole.
You said Creole? Somebody that's Creole got a Boutte?
Well, they probably do, but I think the name Boutte is Creole, but there is Creole Boutte in New Orleans.
Mark, don't be biased. I have no reason to be. I'm not being biased. I like Stephon Diggs, but my thing is what's going to dictate New England's passing game is Drake May. You know, the receiver's going to make so many plays. Is going to fall on Drake May. Drake May haven't had a good game since the playoffs started. So,
all right, yeah, Drewski was still wrong. He was so out of pocket for
that. And I like Shaheed. I'm really mad that. Well, this is a sign of a good team. You go out and get a player that can make a difference.
Yep.
And salute to Seattle's GM.
How the heck we don't go get a dude that played for Sean Payton? Let me shut up. Tight ends. Obviously got Hunter Henry with with New England, and I really don't know any tight ends for the Seattle. So I'm gonna get an edge to New England.
Anytime you have Hunter Henry, you have a good chance of being the winner of the tight end position.
Yeah, what up, Arletti? Yeah. Shout out to Mark Hoodie right there.
Arletti.
How hurt is May's shoulder? He's been a full participant in practice, so I don't think it's gonna be an issue. They're gonna make sure that shoulder is 100% ready for Sunday. Any other issue, he got 6 months to get ready. He got 6 months to heal. So it wouldn't shock me if he has a real serious shoulder injury. He won't pick up next time we won't see him pick up a football after Sunday. Won't be until week 1. So
I do have a question about injury, but we haven't got to that spot yet. But go ahead.
All right, O-line.
New England O-line been playing crazy in the playoffs. Yeah. They've been going crazy in the playoffs.
Seattle's O-line ain't no joke either, though.
I like Seattle line better, but in the playoffs, New England, you got to give them respect. New England O-line been playing a lot better.
I'm giving New England because those O-lines remind me of the
championship,
the Belichick O-lines that under Dante Scarnecchi. Those were the O-lines that was protecting Brady. So I'm gonna give New England that. All right, let's go on the defensive side. Let's go with the front seven. With the defensive line and the linebackers. Obviously, I think about DeMarcus Lawrence leading this group, him, Leonard Williams, Uchenna Owusu, Ernest Jones with Seattle. But then you got Milton Williams leading New England. I'm gonna give the edge to Seattle. Some just tells me that that defensive line is gonna try to hunt Drake May all night long.
Yeah, you go. So you going to the D line? You give it to Seattle?
I'm gonna give Seattle's front set. The front seven as a whole. So I'm putting the D line and the linebackers.
No, I'm with you. I have Seattle's defense, but again, we have to give some kind of credit to how this defense been stepping up in the playoffs. New England's defense has been. It seems like as soon as they became the playoffs turned over, and it was playoff time, their defense started going crazy, started balling. So, but I still got Seattle. I'd still take Seattle's defense.
Yeah. All right. Let's go to the secondary. So this is where I think Mark wanted to talk about Nick Iamwari, who was a runner-up for Defensive Rookie of the Year, the star safety, and nickelback. He's been dealing with a low ankle sprain, but he is going to be ready to go Sunday. Oh man, that's funny. Oh man. So Nick Iamwari, obviously Reek Willing in the secondary, where you got on the other side, you got Christian Gonzalez leading the secondary for the Patriots. Mike McDonald's obviously calling the plays.
John, I've been saying this. Since earlier this year. Y'all got the best individual corner in football. If you asked me earlier this year, I said Christian Gonzalez 2 or 3. He just was playing for the Patriots, and he wasn't getting no credibility for it because Patriots haven't been so much of a good team.
Yeah,
him and Carlton Davis.
Yeah,
Carlton Davis might be the best duo in the NFL.
And
of man coverage.
I'm gonna give them the edge because Reek Willing, he pulls some BS like he do in the NFC Championship. They're gonna be in trouble. I'm assuming they're gonna make sure he does not do anything. He does not do anything stupid. Oh, yeah, love you too. So it's gonna be interesting, but it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes down. So, and obviously special teams, I'm naming edge to Seattle. I trust their special teams will play a better field position game. But let's go ahead and make our picks official, Mark. Who we got?
I am picking the Seattle. I'm not ever picking the Patriots.
And that makes 2 of us. So I'm picking Seattle too. I'll be damned. Look, and everyone's saying, well, they beat your team in the championship. That's the reason why. Because I personally feel we should be in the Super Bowl. That should be us. Now, do we win without Bo Nix? Probably not. But we should be there 10 years later. Yeah, they're going to be hunting. I think you guys need to go back and watch the AFC Championship when they played the Rams and when they needed those cornerbacks shut down some of the best receivers. I watched that game from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
And let me put it like this. When you going up, Puka Nacua does that the 99% of the league. So does Devontae Adams. And Matthew Stafford knows, and Matthew Stafford's a genius when it comes to carving up a defense. And I do think Seattle's defense is going to be ready to answer the challenge. And I think Mike McDonald's going to have them ready to play. You're going to hear a lot about the last time these two teams been in the Super Bowl and the play on the 1 yard line all game. Oh, let's not do that. We're not going there with the Patriots. We're not going up the whole cheating scandal. Look,
the name calling is nice,
but let's remember who cheated and put the cameras in. Man, we're not going there. Belichick's has already had a bad week as is. I'm not even gonna bring that up. I know is whenever they played the Broncos, we got the W in the AFC Championship until Sunday because we didn't have our quarterback. But that's a whole other conversation. All right. Sunday. So I want to know from you guys, before we get to calling out names, how do you celebrate the big game? What's on the plate? What's in the cup? But before we get to that, we got to talk about halftime.
Oh.
Halftime.
Oh, wait. Let me do my shit.
The Benito Bowl. Benito. Bad freaking Bunny. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is performing at halftime of the Super Bowl, and this is coming off a huge week for him.
We got pizza and wings.
So you're going to hear a lot of that on Sunday. Bad Bunny is going to shut it down. Is going to shut it down. Chris says barbecue. I'm looking to see the bunny bounce on the stage. Hey, yo. This is going to be a sandwich and taco situation.
Sandwich or taco.
Or taco. Cody's working.
I'm with the nachos. I'm with wings. I'm with a bunch of different finger foods because you gotta get up, get your food quick, and come back. But then once everything get going, I think I'm always with some good spaghetti or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm definitely. The spaghetti will definitely be.
Might be some fish there too.
Oh snap! Shout out to the fish. So, yeah, so it's going down. It's going down with Bad Bunny on Sunday. So let's get to the final segment of the show. Often imitated is never duplicated. Some people say stuff in the sports world need to be called out for. This place we do it. It's time for calling out names. And I got a few I want to call out because my God, dude. All right. So let me start with we're going back to NFL honors last night. John Hamm did a good job, and obviously you have some skits to keep it entertaining. And let me be perfectly clear. There were some people who were offended by this skit. I personally wasn't, and I hope you guys weren't either. This is from the NFL honors last night. Check this out.
There was so much great football. It was
No. It sucked. It sucked. It was a bad season, and it ended badly so far.
I'm sorry. Who is this? The Chicago? It's His Holiness the Chicago Pope.
No, please.
Oh, hello,
No.
Your Excellency. Hello.
No. Your Excellency is my father. Okay.
Okay.
You can call me the Pope.
Okay. Well, the Pope. Sorry about that. I'm sorry if I said something to upset you. I feel like
No, Johnny, it's not you. See, I've always liked you. Okay, I'm from Chicago. You're named after my favorite cold cut.
fair enough.
Right? I'm just bummed about the Bears season and how it ended. And, I'm starting to think maybe there ain't no man upstairs.
Whoa. Come on, Chicago Pope. You cannot say that. Come on, you cannot say that.
I'm just talking. People say things they don't mean all the time, like a Chicago winner ain't that bad.
Fair.
Or Josh Allen will get a ring someday.
Okay, that's just not nice.
That's right.
Look, there was a lot of love about your Bears there this year.
Yeah,
Come on.
wasn't there? It was great, wasn't it? Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, man, together, those two pulled off more miracles than Frank of Assisi. But we still ended up losing to Stafford and a bunch of loonies from L.A., and I don't have any inside information, but they're all going to hell.
Okay, now that sounds very personal. Come on, that sounds personal. Listen, your team was so exciting to watch. Appreciate that. Thou shalt not covet
All
thy
right,
neighbor's
calm
team.
down with the ethical lesson, Danny Draper. Look,
It's
let me
done.
have my crisis of faith, okay? For me, this is a pretty friggin' big deal. Honestly, I don't know what we did to upset the big man. Maybe it was Urlacher's new hair. Now,
Okay,
that was never in
weird.
God's plan.
Yeah,
huh?
that was very, very weird. Listen, we need to get on with the show here, though.
Yeah, so why
Chicago
do we
Pope.
even settle this on the gridiron? huh?
What do you, as opposed to what? What are you talking about?
A conclave.
No.
It works great. You have the regular season, then we all get in a room like this. We close the windows, we lock the doors. We have Chicago deep dish brought in every 3 hours. We argue it out until we all agree that the Chicago Bears are the Super Bowl champions, and we send the white
All
smoke
right, you know
up
what?
the
For
chimney.
the love of Butkus, I really hate to see you like this, Chicago Pope.
Well,
if only
I'm
there was
down.
someone who could cheer you up. I don't know who we could find.
Chicago Pope. Don't despair.
Charles Peanut Tillman.
Atta
All
baby.
right. All right.
Peanut.
All right. So people were upset over this whole mocking the Pope thing. Are you freaking kidding me? You cannot be serious that you guys are really upset that thinking he was over that. Y'all really, come on now, fam. What are we doing here? We're really that upset? No, there's no way you're really that upset over a bit mocking the Pope. Cut the crap. All right, my next calling out names. I'm gonna call out. Look, I'm calling out one Roland Martin from TV One, seeing obviously legendary news anchor. So obviously the Grammys took place over the weekend, and obviously there was a lot of speaking out against ICE, which I have no problem with, and there was a lot of celebrities who wore ICE pins. Stay Steele, former SportsCenter anchor, she's a Republican. She spoke out against it. So hit him with the shut up. Basically, with the shut up and saying because you don't know what you're talking about. Well, let me explain why I had an issue with Roland Martin. Roland Martin posted this tweet. There ain't one singer who gives a damn what Sage Steele thinks. If she walked into a room full of musicians, no one would know who she is. But I guarantee they would recognize Carrie Champion. So let me get this straight, Roland. Billie Eilish is going to know who Sage Steele or Carrie Champion is.
I highly doubt it.
Justin Bieber's going to know who Sage Steele and Carrie Champion is.
No, probably not.
Bad Bunny's going to know who Sage Steele and Carrie Champion is.
Probably not.
What are we talking about? This is where Gooning went wrong. You brought up Carrie Champion's name to try to clown Sage Steele, but you made yourself look like a jackass. I'm sorry.
Gooning?
Gooning. G-O-O.
No.
Yeah.
I got it.
No. Because you didn't have to bring up, you could have just kept the main thing. Told Sage Steele, no one cares what you think, and you would have been right. But bringing in Carrie Champion thinking that everyone's just going to recognize her, it's the Grammys. This is not the ESPYs. Stop it. I don't even know if Kendrick Lamar would even know who Carrie Champion is. Maybe. SZA might. You meant to say the black people. But I guarantee you, no Billie Eilish, no Phineas, Bad Bunny, Justin Bieber would have knew who Kerry Champion or Sage still was. So cut the crap.
Did you say Phineas? Like Phineas and Ferb?
Billy Eilish's brother, but it's pronounced like Phineas, but it's not spelled like Phineas and Ferb.
Oh.
But
Phineas and Ferb better.
Well, I ain't gonna argue that. But stop it. And then my last one is to Kerry Champion and Jamel Hill. I don't have the clip, but if you go on Instagram on their podcast, they had Katie Nolan on there.
This is what gooning means.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. But I had no problem with it, Candace. He was talking to a deacon. But Kerry Champion and Jamel Hill set people back 100 years. They had Katie Nolan on the show, on their podcast, and Katie Nolan seems to know how to twerk. So Kerry Champion tried twerking. And boy, it went awful. Very awful. She got out twerked by a white girl.
She is. She not white?
Who?
Kerry Champion.
No. I see what you did there. But so let me get this straight. Jamel Hill and Kerry Champion got out twerked by a white girl. Okay. This is the step. This is the let people on. Now all black people have rhythm, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? That's all my call out names. Mark, who you got?
I don't think I have anybody.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna get up out of here. So this is what we got going on for Tuesday. We'll recap the big game. We'll obviously put a bow on the football season and start looking ahead to how the final stretch of the NBA season look. All-Star Weekend is coming up next week. And we'll start, making the shift towards basketball and college basketball. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for Sports4U on YouTube. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X, Instagram, and TikTok at Sports4U Podcast. Of course, follow me at John Watson0984 on X and Instagram. Follow Mark on Instagram, Hi Mark 1 on X. Follow Nick on X and Instagram and TikTok at 99Gorilla. We'll be back on Tuesday. Cody will be back with us. Dick will be back in the house.
Who?
Cody will be back with us.
The second one.
What?
Who'd you say was back in the house?
I said Nick will be back in the house. What are you talking about?
Just look at the screen. See, I knew what.
I did not say that. No, don't you dare. I did not say that. I said Nick. I did not. I know what y'all think. No. Hell to the no. I didn't say that.
Anthony Davis missing the rest of the season.
That does not shock me one bit. That does not shock me one bit. No, I did not say Nick will be back. I did not say that. And I ain't say what y'all thought y'all heard. No. Nick Freeze will be back in the studio or on the show on Tuesday. NICK. I don't know what y'all thought y'all heard. That's what I said.
And on to what we thought we heard you say. Only John's is back on sale.
All right, it's time to go home.
75% off. There will be a QR code going up very soon.
JoJo, I did not say that, so stop it. All right. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Enjoy Bad Bunny. Get that QR code off my screen, please. That's the Sports4U YouTube, by the way. See our lady, they up there just doing crazy stuff. See, I ain't even do nothing. I'm just in there just trying to do my job. Enjoy the game on Sunday. Enjoy Bad Bunny. Have a good meal. Drink responsibly. Gamble responsibly, please. Got any problems with gambling? Call 1-900-GAMBLER. Nessa, shut up. Fanny Friday. What the hell, JoJo? Okay. Stay hydrated, please. Don't drive irresponsibly, please. Drink responsibly.
Only drink at red lights, not while you're actually driving.
Please. Take y'all, as JoJo said, take your probiotics. Stay hydrated. Just enjoy the game. Enjoy the halftime show. And we'll be back on Tuesday. I say enjoy the game. Well,
Yeah, nope. All right, then we end the show.
Eat those pineapples. Hey, yo.
All right, end the show.
All right, we'll see y'all on Tuesday. This has been Sports for You. I'm John. That's Mark. And happy Super Bowl, everybody. We'll see y'all on Tuesday.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Ey, pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Me las voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, un VIP. Ey, saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un